what's up,
On the left-hand
everybody?
side of the screen here, they have a pillar
we're going
box.
to be doing
And on the
some
right-hand
more
side, they have another box.
PvP.
And then they have a very, very small bridge. If you step on that bridge,
Alright,
you
go.
will get bombarded from right and left and knocked into the water. Once you're in the water, you're a sitting duck. Water bases are incredibly hard to attack. We knew that. And that's why Thomas was underground.
Oh, I'm dead. I am
looking
freaking
for
dead.
a weak point. Finding their tunnels is hopeless. We started a fake siege on their base. We did attempt to run for the door, but we knew straight away it would be a fail. This is explaining the pillar box situation perfectly for us. So we decided just to fake a siege. We knew that this was drawing all their men and all their resources up to the surface. It was perfect. We stayed for ages, holding down the fort, while Tomer's dug peacefully underground. We battled here for a few days, just holding our ground. We were there for so long, they even launched a plane on us, bombing their own base. Too bad that pilot didn't really know how to fly. He did more damage to the base than to us. We kept fighting, trying to get closer and closer to the base because we needed to make this look believable. But then I think we believed in ourselves. Because without thinking, we jumped onto their main base area. Without a plan, without a strategy. And let me just say, when you don't have a plan to attack a base, it ends fairly quickly.
Makes it possible.
At Franklin University, our success begins with yours. When organizations can grow and retain top-tier talent to achieve business goals.
Oh, I'm dead. I am at 150K.
Bring on
I'm
hard-won
dead.
promotions and new career opportunities. When community college graduates can earn affordable bachelor's degrees
okay.
quickly. And when ambitious adults don't need to choose between earning a degree and being present in the moment. What we do, we do.
Stupid little anchor.
Now, time to commence part 3. And that's keeping them on the surface for a long period of time, even when we aren't at the base.
Don't
And
even
how do you
talk
do
around.
that,
You don't
what
know
you
what you're
ask?
talking about.
Well, see, we have a thing
No.
called
No,
a
I
big,
do.
massive cannon. We went to the shoreline near their base and we set up an area of operation. Shortly after, we set up
This
the
is a good
cannon
player.
and we started firing in.
Oh. I don't know.
See, if we caused enough
I don't
destruction
know.
here, they would be repairing for a few days. Shortly after firing the cannon, Thomas came into our chat saying that he had found a tunnel that wasn't ours and he was pretty sure that it led to their base. He blocked it up and he went back to the base. We continued to do as much damage as possible because we knew if we could still get them distracted when we go to attack their base, it would be perfect. But the enemy joined our call, asking for a ceasefire, wanting the constant barrage to stop. We agreed, but we weren't going to be allies with them, even though they wanted that. But we said we'd have a meeting with them in a few days. Ironically enough, they actually wanted to have a meeting with us, because I think they wanted to be our allies. We didn't want any of
No,
that.
it's
They
not.
were too close to be our allies,
Nope.
and we'd caused too much damage now. They'd backstab us the second they got. And also, we already had allies, who I'll show who they are later on. So Jack and I decided to go sneaky peeky. We knew where the tunnel was and we wanted to investigate it. And the best thing to do was to go in there and scout it out first. Find out what we're going into. And let's just say
dead.
bringing a big army in, sneaking in, it's not very sneaky. So we decided to go as a two-man. We were even so prepared that we even had silencers in case things got hairy. So we entered the tunnel that Thomas had found and we knew the direction that we had to go. There was only one way. After a while of sneaking down the tunnel, we came to a dead end. That only went right. We just had to keep going left, so we took the first left that we could. Then we came into some sort of lava cave, when we noticed that we were in the heart of their base. And it was left open. We knew straight away that we were possibly in their beacon room, just from the setup that they had. See, we were in the kill box area. The only thing is the enemies were meant to be in here, and we were meant to be out there, outside that door. We knew that beacon had to be somewhere around here. If we can destroy it, we have successfully knocked out our first team. And knocking out a team that's right next to us like this would be huge. We searched for ages. It looked like they had a maze. But eventually, we found it, knocking them out of the game. But this is the interesting part. The enemies up above who are still repairing their base don't even know that they've been knocked out. It's game over for them. Their base is essentially our base. We snuck home, extracting out of there with their beacon.
Every small victory paves the way to game-changing results. If you're ready to spark change for yourself and others, we can help. Franklin University was founded on the power of possibilities. Whether your career goal is to lead, to innovate, or to teach, you'll find the support you need to build your career and lift others along the way. With online courses that accommodate your busy life and a tuition guarantee that keeps the cost of a degree within your budget, your motivation is personal, and Franklin makes it possible.
This is when we got into a call with them and said, hey, we'll be over there in 5 minutes to have a chat about our allyship. 5 minutes later, we were over there speaking to them. We were talking about being allies, but really we were just faking it. Then I asked, can I get a tour of the base? They started touring us the base. Now this team were very set up, showing us the vault room, which they would not let us in, but we knew it was ours anyway, but we didn't say anything. Then I asked them to show us their beacon. They were a bit reluctant at first, but then they showed us.
Basically, F behind this is somewhere is a beacon, and I'm not gonna say more, but yeah.
Missing something? They were out of the game. It was over for them. But we actually recruited Caden and JCO to join our team. The other people on the team went to other factions. They didn't want any part of us. We quickly showed them how we got in and the flaws in their defenses. This base was now ours. We owned it all. We had an extra AA gun, we had extra planes. JCO even had lots of ammunition, and he had 2 bunker busters in his base already made. If you don't know what they are, they're missiles. This was a huge success. Job well done. Early on day 32, we got the distress call that our allies were being attacked. Now, let me explain my allies to you. See this base right here? These are our scientists. They're our allies. They're not fighters. These guys know how to make technology, and they want to help us win the war. So every 2 days, we set up a trade route where they bring us supplies and we protect them. But see, they had heard radio chatter that an enemy was going to attack them. It was Emil Ruse's team. They wanted blood, and they were coming for Forrest's team. Immediately, as good allies, we dispatched an aircraft and 2 good men. The aircraft would be there first. That was me. We would do everything in our power to keep them safe. They've helped us out a lot. It's the least we can do. And we also love them. They're very good. We've had a good relationship for ages, and we want to keep them safe. Now that I've given backstory to who these guys are, it was important that we defended them. They were making our technology after all, and technology is what wins you the war. Because they were working on a top secret mission that I can't even say right now, but you'll know soon. And a deeper meaning behind this defense was that the plans for our top secret mission were inside this base right here. We couldn't let it fall into the enemies, otherwise the cat was out of the bag. I circled their base, knowing that if any enemies attacked, they'd have to deal with us too. No one showed up.
Every small victory paves the way to game-changing results. If you're ready to spark change for yourself and others, we can help. Franklin University was founded on the power of possibilities. Whether your career goal is to lead, to innovate, or to teach, you'll find the support you need to build your career and lift others along the way. With online courses that accommodate your busy life and a tuition guarantee that keeps the cost of a degree within your budget, your motivation is personal, and Franklin makes it possible.
I'm good.
It's time for Ringmates Who Did It Better, where you decide who you think made the better performance. First up, we have the...
Until when I was just about to return home, they started attacking. Forrest's team information were correct. They were right about the attack. Forrest's team stayed in the base while my men and myself fought on the outside, me in the plane and Jack and Doc on the ground. I started bombing the enemies, trying to keep them away from the base. This is when Jamie Raven messaged me in the chat saying, "Team on Forest, we have a nuke." Well, I wasn't changing sides. These were our good allies, and they knew our world domination. Straight away after that message, I dropped a bomb, killing the leader of the group, Emil Ruse. We knew that this would upset the attack, but for how long? He was the head of the operation, and he was out. I kept dropping bombs on the rest. This time they definitely looked a lot more disorganized. They didn't know what to do. They started running off one by one, but I stayed on. This is when I heard the screams. The enemies had managed to get a bomb super close to the base. but it wasn't close enough to do amazing damage. They got away lucky this time. After that, I went full throttle, and I really put the pressure on them, bombing them and keeping them at bay. That's when they dispersed from the scene. It might look like Forrest's base is absolutely destroyed, but it was mostly damage on the outside. Their base was safe,
What?
and the defense of Forrest's team was
What?
a success.
Every small victory paves the way to game-changing results. If you're ready to spark change for yourself and others, we can help. Franklin University was founded on the power of possibilities. Whether your career goal is to lead, to innovate, or to teach,
That
you'll
is
find the
literally
support
my
you need to
office.
build your career and lift others along the way.
I said
With
that's my-
online courses
that's
that
it.
accommodate
That
your busy
is
life
what-
and a tuition guarantee that keeps the cost of a degree within your budget. Your motivation is personal, and Franklin makes it possible.
I just freaking won.
I light it and I put it in my mouth. I didn't do that.
Pelotonia has proven there are no limits to community impact. New routes.
For the next few days, I left Duck and Jack stationed at Forrest's base to protect them and to look after our interests. So I left with Duck and Jack still there. A few days later, we get the alarm raised from Jack that the base is under heavy fire and it's going to fall any minute now. I made the quick decision to throw all our resources to Forrest's base. See, the fighting had been so heavy that Jack didn't even raise the alarm to us. We didn't know what was going on. Because for the few days, there had been constant fighting going on, but they'd managed to defend every single one. So we thought it was another cat fight. This time, it was a real one. In a matter of minutes, Forrest's team, it was over for them, and they were out of the game, leaving us alone.
Oh my, what tier are you?
The enemies had stormed the base, throwing everything they had at them. They didn't stand a chance. It was over. We were all here. The enemies were in the beacon room. We were doing our best to hold them back. Some of them were dying. Our teammates were dying. It was awful. But at this point, we knew
I'm
the
dead.
cat was
I'm
out of the
freaking
bag.
dead.
See, the enemy team knew about our plan now, and we wanted to keep it a secret. But they had raided all the resources from Forrest's base. Our blueprints to launch a Soyuz rocket with a jet ray into orbit. They now knew our plans, and so did all the server.
I
guess
can't
we
hear
just have to
you.
do the plan now with them knowing we're going to do it.
Low tier
And just be the
three? No.
first to get it in the sky. Rest in peace, Forrest's team. You'll be missed.
Oh my.
Now, I must explain this as well. Luckily, with every team that gets knocked out, you get a few of their members. And we got Forrest on our team, and a few others, so they could help us build the orbital death ray.
Oh my
But this
gosh!
was when it was
What a
time
freaking
to declare war
noob!
on a mill.
Fight me, little.
Before construction of the orbital death ray could
Fight
begin, we
me.
had to take out our arch enemies.
Trying, Daddy, but you're just
No, he's not. He's
don't,
such a noob.
They will come for us when we least expect it and disrupt all our operations. They started it, now it's time for us to end it. It took days to plan our attack. And throughout those days, the enemies were trying to fly planes into our base.
Dude, what the
trying to
heck?
disrupt us
Stop
as
being
much
a
as
little
possible.
noob.
They feared we were going to launch the death ray soon. But we were nowhere close. And each time the enemies tried to attack, we were draining our own resources. We knew a Mills team had to go. So we launched a full team. We left two people at the
fight me,
base.
Not with
and everyone
sword. Little
Notice how
hacker.
we brought Forrest with us, who's not a
This
fighter?
is even more annoying. What
She
a
wants
noob.
revenge. We headed across the icy plains.
What?
When we spotted an enemy plane in the sky. We all docked and got down. This was a Mills team, and he was heading straight to our base. Luckily, we were able to relay the info back to the base, and they had the AA guns armed and ready in the direction that he's coming. He won't get in. The plane left, and we continued our journey across the icy plains.
Let's see
When
if
we
this is
got
an
to their
actual
base.
one.
Now here's our attack plan. This is why it took days. We studied their base for hours, thinking how we can get into this monster fortress. And we all came up with the same conclusion, that 90% of bases all have their beacon underground. So how about we burrow right through the middle of the mountain and ignore 90% of their base. Our whole plan depended on this. So I started firing, barraging the hill, hoping that it
Oh my
exposed
gosh,
something.
just another noob.
After a while of bombing the base, I decided we needed to get closer. We had to go into the area that we just bombed. But this wouldn't be. They were dropping grenades off the top of the hill, bouncing on the ice. These grenades were deadly. If they hit you, it's over. They could wipe out a whole army in seconds. So we needed a distraction. So we had people on the right-hand side of the base, and as you can see, they were definitely distracted on them, lobbing their grenades at them instead of me. Well, I'll tell you this, it should have been me they were throwing their grenades at. We had to find a way in. I was hoping, and then I spotted copper cables. We had found a weak point into their base, and they knew it. Jamie Raven jumped down to try and kill us. But he only died himself. Separated from his team. Not a good idea. We now just had to find a way to get in there. We couldn't stack up or break blocks in the base, because that was the rule. We had to put down TNT, blast our way in. We started placing down